This is the introduction and structure of the Yavapai language as taught by Frida Anaswanya and Dale Earl Gore, which has been revised on this date, August 23rd, 2008. Now, I'm going to go through some of the rules that are in this introduction. The first rule that needs to be understood fully is the fact that the Yavapai language cannot be translated directly word for word into English. Example, in English we would say, I am going to the store. The literal translation in Yavapai would go like this, store I am going to. Therefore, we need to translate thoughts and not words. Almost all rules have some exceptions, so we have to treat these rules the same way. These rules will generally apply, but they are not carved in stone. There are some symbols that I use to help understand how to pronounce some combinations of letters like QW, which indicates that the two letters are said as though they were one letter. Start to say the first letter Q and end with the last letter W. In this case, it will actually sound like qua, spoken quickly. ADD letters indicates that the letters are rolled, like the double R in Spanish. By rolled, we mean place the tip of your tongue against the roof of your mouth and try to sound like an outboard motor. The correct sound is often mistaken for an R sound, and a long sound symbol over a double vowel lets you know that there is an elongated sound. Sentence structure. In English, we have the subject, predicate, verb, present tense, past tense, and future tense. In Yavapai or Yavapai Gauja, we also have the tenses, present, past, and future, and the basic sentence structure. Okay, the tenses are indicated by a suffix added to the verb or predicate. The past tense by the suffix gin, which is pronounced gin. That is past tense in Yavapai. The present tense in Yavapai is gm or gum. The future tense is a separate word, which is hnugm, which is pronounced nukum. Of these, the most common form is the ending gm, or gum. Okay, and those are the tenses. Now we go into word structure. In English, there is an addition to the front of any word, and that's called a prefix. In Yavapai, N or NA or A as a prefix designates first person, me, myself, or I. The M in front of a word stands for you or your, second person. Okay? And a suffix in English, this is an addition to the end of any word. In Yavapai, the suffix and a verb will designate the tense. We can now begin by using certain phrases in Yavapai Gauja that are essential in introducing you to the language. Some of these phrases and or sentences you may hear will include Mahamka kamyo. This means, hello, how are you? Mayurki mawa. Come in, sit down. The you in front of the word is referring to, is pronounced with the M, and it means you. It designates a second person. Kamyo means how are you? Kamyo means how are you? Du ahani majpe means just fine, how are you? Du ahani means just fine. A statement will generally end with a suffix. The most common is gm or gum. This can sometimes be used for all tenses. The exact meaning must be judged in the context of the sentence. Question. A statement ends in the suffix gm. To change a statement to a question, you will drop the gm and add e, except when the verb ends in a vowel. Then the gm is dropped and nothing is added. A command will drop gm and add I, except when the verb ends in a vowel. Then the gm is dropped and nothing is added. The difference of command or question will be determined from the prefix letter e or I. Example, the noun kapel sivi means book. The literal translation, papers bound together, you read. The verb sivi means read, so let's make a sentence. Kapel sivi masivkum means you are reading a book. Kapel sivi masivi means you are reading the book. Are you reading the book? That's a question. No, it's a command. Sorry. Kapel sivi masivi means you read the book. Okay. Kapel sivi masiva nukum. Now this means you are going to read a book. Makapel sivi sivkum means he or she is reading your book. Okay, here's the pronunciation of some terms regarding places. The first one is Clarkdale, which is Savkaluiva. Savkaluiva means Clarkdale. Middle Verde is Matiha. Matiha. Fort McDowell is Guathcala. Guathcala. Sedona is Wee-Kahwata. Sedona is Wee-Kahwata. Prescott is Aquathasikila. Aquathasikila. Cottonwood is Daskofte. Okay, and in referring to people, different kinds of people, the Yavapai people are referred to as Yavapai. Yavapai. White people are called Haiko. Spanish people are called Haiko Hana. An important person or leader would be called Bamolva. Bamolva. Hualapai is Hualapa. Havasupai is Havasuapa. Mojave is Makava. Okay, here are some phrases that you will need to remember. Miyurki, Moa. Come in, sit down. Kapel sivi masivo. Kapel sivi masivo. Read the book for me. Me'evi, listen to me. Minyathki, be quiet. Mitinyuro, write it for me. Michikwe, ask him or her. Makwako, open it for me. Haluvi makwako, open the window for me. Miyurki uwamasami, come in and close the door. Miyurki uwamasami. Kapel maoik masivo, bring the paper and read it for me. Kweth manake, what do you want? Kweth manake. Okay, here's a little story about Yavapai values. Nyamorach kwekanava, what my grandmother said to me. Mechitnyu, metalnyu, bamisihani, honor your father and mother. Mechitnyu, metalnyu, bamisihani, honor your mother and your father. Mirvi. Be kind to people. Mirvi. Bataich Guaujum Evi. Listen when the elders speak. Bataich Guaujum Evi. Kwekalev Makwawa Omi. Don't talk bad about anybody. Kwekalev Makwawa Omi. Kwema Hava Umi. Don't be stingy. Kwema Hava Umi. Bamatope. Help others. Okay, this is the end of the introduction, which was prepared by Frida and Eswanya for her Yavapai lessons on the Yavapai Apache Reservation. Okay, now we're going to go into some terms which are used in the introduction of this book, which was introduced on the Yavapai Reservation in Prescott by my sister Esther Scott and Akira, let's see, his first name is, sorry, I can't seem to, anyway, he was a Japanese that helped my sister Esther Scott. Okay, some of the words, Yavapai words, I will now go into. Miyurki means come in. Mua means sit down. Honey means good. Yaupe kurta payucha kanava nukum. I'm going to tell you about the way Yavapai people lived long ago. Me'evi, listen. Yavapai people. Tokopaya is Tokopaya people. Guelkapaya or Weepukapaya is people around Sedona. Savkaluiva, Clarkdale, Mati, Middle Verde, Guatemala, Fort McDowell, Wikahuata, Sedona, Akawasikila, Prescott, Tuscaloosa, Cottonwood. Okay, Haiko is a white man. Haikohana is Spanish man. Bamolva is an important person or leader. Hualapai is Hualapai. Havasuapa is Havasupai. Makava is Mojave. Okay, and now we go into Yurki, to come in. Wa, to sit down. Muyurki, come in. Muwa, sit down. Muyurki muwa, come in and sit down. Guauk is to speak or talk. Nuk is be going to or will. Guawa nuk is be going to speak. Yavbe or Yavbe Guauja is the Yavapai language. Pacha Guauja is Indian language. Guaukaleva is German. Haiko Guauja is English. Haikohan Guauja is Spanish. Hal Guauja is Oriental people. Yavbe Guawa Nukum, I'm going to speak Yavapai. Nyach, Yavbe Guauja, Guawa Nukum. I'm going to speak Yavapai. Haiko Guauja, Guawa Nukum. I'm going to speak English. Evk is to listen to. Evjik is many people listen to. Nyame Evi, listen to me. Nyame Evji, plural, is listen to me. Me Evk, ikum, I say to you, listen to me. Me Evjik, ikum, I say to all of you to listen to me, plural. Me Evi, listen. Me Evji, all of you, listen to me. Nyafki, one person to be quiet. Nyafchi, many people to be quiet. Minyafki, be quiet. Minyafchi, all of you be quiet. Kapel Sivi is a book. Sivk is to read it. Sivo is to read it for someone. Kapel Masivi, read the book. Kapel Nyam Masivo, read the book for me. Kapel Esther Masivo, read the book for Esther. Dinurk is to write. Dinuro is to write for. Ya is that. Ya mitinuro is write that for me. Ya mitinuri is write that. Ya Esther mitinuro, write that for Esther. Que is something. Chikwe is to ask. Kwe ni chikwe nukum. I'm going to ask you a question. Uwa kwe nya michikwe. Okay, ask me a question. Kwe nya tha chikwe nukum. I'm going to ask him or her a question. Uwa kwe michikwe. Okay, ask a question. Kwe nya chikwekum. He or she asked me a question. Kwe michikwekum. He or she asked you a question. Quack is to open. Quacko is to open for. Saamk is to close. Saamo is to close for someone else. Haluvi is a window. Uwa is a door, or it can mean a house. Haluvi makwaki, open the window. Haluvi nya makwako, open the window for me. Mayurkik uwa masami, come here and close the door. Nyete miyam uwa masami, go there and close the door. Miyurkik nya uwa masamo, come here and close the door for me. Nyete miyam uwa masamo, go there and close the door for me. Kapel is paper. Kapel Sivi is a book. Oik is to bring. Kapel mo'oik masivo. Bring the paper and read it. Kapel mo'oik nya masivo. Bring the paper and read it for me. Kwal-i, to want to. Gweth is what. Nak is to want. Gweth manake means what do you want? Gweth manake. Kapel Sivi is siv kwal-i. I want to read a book. Or you can say Kapel Sivi is siv kwal-ikum. I want to read a book. Hipach honey is good night. Hipach honey. Wax bes matho nu nukum. I'll see you in a week. Dinur kasiva is a teacher. Dinur kasiva. Dinur sijo is a school. Okay, that does it for this introduction to lesson 1. And you need to memorize and learn all these phrases to keep going in the Yavapai language. Thank you.